Welcome everybody to Overdunk episode 21. This is the competitive Pokemon Unite podcast. My name is Zoinks, a part of Unite Mics, and this is the show where I get to talk to all the best teams in the game about one of the best games out there. And today I have an awesome pleasure being joined by a brand new team, but one that I like to say is hot off the presses. We have Low Expectations with us, so welcome here, guys.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for having us.
No problem. What's up, everybody? Guys, if you're in chat, you know this team. Make sure to tell them hello there. Guys, you are here obviously because, some of you are familiar faces. We've had a few of you on the show before, a couple of new ones. We have you on, of course, because I think I've seen all of you out there in the community, in all the Discords and things like that, of course. But you formed together, made a team, took down the top team in the game, and have found yourselves qualified for the group play of Aeos Cup. So we have a lot to talk about on today's episode for sure. We got to look at your bracket run. That was legendary. But we also got to take a look at your upcoming group stages for Aeos Cup, see how that's all going to play out. And then, of course, we just have to learn a little bit about your team, which I want to jump into now. I know I just said some familiar faces. People might know you already before they're getting on here, but just in case anybody is seeing you for the first time, let's just do a quick round of introductions, say who you are, what people might know you from, and then what role you play for the team of Low Expectations. Nish, you were wearing the Snorlax onesie. Why don't you kick it off?
So, yeah, I'm Nish. This is my first MOBA. I started playing this game because I love Snorlax, and I started out as a defender player because I love playing Snorlax.
Nice.
And from there I've kind of picked up Wiggly and Slowbro, and I'm playing a little bit more Blissey now. You might have known me from either Team Relentless with Nick of Life or Sucker Bunch Gold with Yellow, Talion, and Frogurt, and love those guys. Yellow, Talion, Frogurt, those are like my best friends. But yeah, I play defender for these guys now, and it's been pretty smooth sailing so far.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, yes, sailing with this team might be a different definition than other squads for sure. Uzi, why don't you go next?
What up, boys? I'm Uzi. I'm the jungler that just presses A in every game.
Yes.
I yell at these guys a lot. They're like, yo, I'm taking my jungle, don't fight, whatnot. Yeah, I'm here. I yell at Nish a lot the most, and then Bree, because I play top lane with them, of course.
Sure.
But it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. The familiarity is definitely there to yell at. If I ever queue with you, I expect to be being yelled at quickly. Oh, my word. Okay, Junkie, why don't you go next?
I'm Junkie. I play support. I make shot calls that decimate teams that have been together for 6 months.
Yes.
And I'm gay. There you go.
Okay, good. All your bases covered. I love it.
All the covers, yeah.
9, why don't you face reveal first and then
It's
intro?
about time, man. Y'all already know what it is, boy. It's your boy 9 here. Y'all know me from, what y'all know me from again?
Well, I think
You're just some random we picked up, bro. I don't know.
I was just, off the streets of Reddit Court. I was picked up.
The streets.
I play attacker. Now I used to play jungle. Somebody find me my home in the jungle, please. I'm lost and I miss my home.
I'm sorry, I might have taken it from you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see how that broke down in Team Tylo. But all right, Ree, how about you round us out?
Name's Ree. You guys should know me. I was on the podcast before with Gengar Goons.
What a fucking egoist, bro. You guys should know me. It's like, alright, Ree.
Hey, you have to respect him, man.
Hell yeah.
He put himself out there.
And I used to be a top laner for Gengar Goons. Now I'm a top laner for Low Expectations. So
Very nice.
I see you guys again.
Yeah, it sucks having this guy get me out, man. Like Ree on the team.
Oof, yes. Well, sacrifices had to be made, but this team was formed in the, in the forges of the fire, as everyone likes to say. All right, but Low Expectations, we mentioned it. You guys are a brand new team, right? This is the 5 of you running under this name, pretty new. However, I've seen all of you around before, obviously. Did you guys have a lot of playtime with each other before forming the squad? No.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, we
No.
played like 2 days.
Only
and
time.
an hour each of those days.
So I'll give a quick rundown.
Mhm.
So I was busy. I came back into the scene like after a break. I'm like LFT. Red Love hits me up, but then like we were in a limbo of like who do you want to pick up and stuff, and
Sure.
and then it's just like this isn't working out. This guy's not working out. It's just like whatever is happening. So I told him like, yo, this isn't working out. You go join Tasenda, and me and Junkie will just do whatever the fuck.
All right.
So in that time, we were actually trying out Reed. Because I remember him playing for Gengar's Goons, and he's like actually pretty good. Even though I don't want to blow up his ego, you know. So
I know, right?
I'm like, you know what? Let's try him out. And Nine was available to play attacker, even though he's like a jungle man. And I'm like, we'll figure it out. And a couple of days later, we were supposed to try out someone, but they didn't like do it. And Nish was like LFT, and I'm like, wait, I remember this guy from like Nick of Life's team,
Mhm.
and at least he's a defender man, so might as well just pick him up. So this is all happening exactly 5 days right before Aeos Cup.
Okay. Fantastic.
So we formed a team, and only real practice we ever got was against like IXGT that we like scrimmed like 3 times before the cup or whatever,
Cool.
and then like TOS that allowed to scrim us.
Okay, gotcha.
So-
How did those scrims go?
IXGT
guess-
was pretty decent. We were pretty even against them. Against TOS we went like 0-5. Granted, they were close games, but still.
They're
0-5 is-
they're all close. They're
yeah,
all
0-5
close.
is
It
not
wasn't
a pretty score
it
line.
wasn't like a complete wash, and we already
Sure.
knew like, yo, that's like a pretty decent team
Mhm.
and whatnot. And then like going into the cup, we're all just like, you know what, man, just qualify, and whatever happens after happens.
Yeah.
And
Fair
here we
enough.
are now.
That's
Here
awesome.
we are, man. BTTV, you know.
That's one that we'll definitely have to talk about the bracket run. Obviously, there's a lot of really solid teams along those lines. Some names that were crossed off the list, which was really fun. Kirk and I got the pleasure to be able to cast you guys a little bit. We did 2 of your games actually, so we have 2 games from this team of Low Expectations up on the channel. One of the first ones is one of like your first round, so it's a bit of a mess from maybe you and the other team. But if you want to check out Low Expectations, make sure youtube.com/UniteMax, blah, 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 blah. But guys, this is always a fun setting for me, especially when you guys are a brand new team, because I love to ask kind of those, basic interview questions that are maybe a little more focused on the game. So get to know your personalities a little bit, and who knows, you might be finding out something about each other. Guys, who ints the most on your team?
Uzi.
Uzi.
Okay.
It
the fuck
depends.
Hold
Yeah, I
on,
would-
time up. No. Listen, if it like, I don't even know what to say to that.
You know it's true.
Quite literally, it has to be 9, right? Or Reed.
No, not really.
Okay,
To be completely honest, I think we all do our fair share of it.
Sure.
I think like we take turns.
Okay.
I
No,
know
I disagree. Nope, we're not both sizing this issue. I think it is like if I had to organize it, I think it's
Bro, you're gonna put
I
yourself
think it's
at the bottom
9.
anyway.
I think it's 9, Nish, Uzi, Re
I don't think I'm
tied.
that high, man. Come on.
This
No,
tier
no,
list.
no,
Oh
no.
my god.
But I think it's because no, hear me out. Because I think like it's just the nature of our roles and like gelling together, right? It's much easier for me as a hoopa. Like I'm not the one having to frontline, right? Ideally. So it's like it's not like a personal thing of like a player thing. It is like whenever a new team gels together, the people that are going to int the most are the people that are learning how team fights should play out, how we want to engage team fights, what we're comfortable with, etc. So the learning curve was really, really hard, I think, on Nish, like just because of the nature of his role.
Sure.
And I think, like I think I even talked like when I tweeted out your guys' clip, then like I mentioned like my reply to everyone was that I think Nish was like easily like the most improved. Like he's someone that because I've met so many people across the scene, either coaching them, playing with them, whatever. And Nish is like definitely like one of the most dedicated people when it comes to learning, absorbing, and like applying information. So even though like it's a meme question of who ints the most, I really think it was like the nature of the roles of Uzi on Greninja, right? He's going to be the one looking for engages. He's limit testing that. It's going to be Nish on Defender, where it's like a huge comps thing, where he's learning how to do that.
Mhm.
And then by the end of Aeos Cup, it's like we were all pretty in sync. Like I don't think there was like any sort of outstanding like enters, while compared to like our first day of practice, right? It was like a
Right.
complete shit show.
Yeah.
But that's part of the learning curve, and that's what I think I tried to get everyone to understand, is that it's like this is bound to happen. Don't take it personal, and
Mhm.
like we'll just grow from there. And like luckily, I think everyone really like grew into their skin and comfort with the role, with Nine being on Ninetales attacker. That's different for him. He grew comfortable with that. Uzi with Greninja, where he was used to, up until now, kind of like during his 2-month break, solo queue, kind of hyper fighting environment. And he grew into like the competitive play and like how to play around teams. And then Nish with, getting back on defender with like learning all these different roles, especially like Blissey, which isn't a native defender role and stuff like that. And then Reed too, where he was like on a squad for a while and he had their habits kind of narrowed down and he had to learn all of our habits. And then with me,
Right.
it's Hoop. I'm like, luckily I'm the enabler, right? Like I don't have to really kind of,
Mhm.
I'm not a Wiggly having to run in. I'm not a Greninja having to last hit, right? So
That's
it's very easy for me to not in.
Yeah, that is nice. All
Actually, I
right.
think you forgot one thing real fast. What's the word I'm looking for here? The small startup with Uzi being an Eldegoss main.
True, he transitioned from Eldegoss main to Greninja main really well.
I think it was a pretty smooth transition.
I was actually gonna compliment Nine and Nish, but both of you can actually just
Throw you under the bus, so they're done.
I can't say the complete thing because we're on like a PG channel. But
Sure, right.
you know
yeah.
exactly what I would have.
My word. Okay, well, Uzi, you did at the start of this conversation get chucked under the bus for biggest inter for a little bit. So I want to throw the question to you then. Who's got the biggest brain on the team? Feel free to nominate yourself.
Hey, I just want to take the mic real quick.
Okay.
Junkie.
Junkie.
All right, bro.
No,
I was about to say, if it's Nine nominating himself, I was about to say, props to you. It's not you.
Fun fact, it's like in my opinion like 3 people in the team.
Okay.
So Junkie has good calls, although like he doesn't like do it all the time. But then like when he isn't doing it, you have like that barely comes and he just like comes in with like, hey, we should do this, and that is like a really good play. Or then you have like Nish that's like, yo, we should do this, we should do that, this is how we should team fight and stuff. It's like the 3 of them are like calming and stuff, while me and Nine are just like playing our own game.
Right.
Like I'll throw in like the occasional like shout out as well, like, yo, we should do this or we should do that. But it also like goes back to like the thing I did want to kind of touch upon. Like I do really respect these guys for like improving like a lot though, especially Nish. Like this guy even picked up like coaching with Mike, Excellent, and Faz, and they like shaped him up to be like
to those guys, by the way.
different.
Yeah. Peep their Metafis. They're fantastic, bro.
Like,
Shout out to them.
I would always just see this guy just like either like being in coaching session or VOD reviewing or whatever, and it's just like, damn, bro. All right.
Yeah.
But
hit the grindstone.
Yeah, it's so in my opinion, it has to be like those 3. Cool. Although like it's like Nine has good callouts as well. Like I throw in like occasional, but it has to be like that's where I would put it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Nish, good call. Metafy.gg / I'm assuming Fast and Excellent.
Yeah,
I don't know their exact
SAP
but yeah,
Excellent, yeah.
Make sure to shout out to. I know Faz did barge into chat demanding a shout out earlier on in his show, so I'm glad that they did get it overall. But awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for giving me a little bit of an inside look at this new team. But let's talk about the most recent tournament that you participated in. I know you guys did play in G4 together. I think Uzi, you were the only one not playing with that squad, right?
It was
I wasn't there either.
No, it was only 2 of us, 3. Yeah.
Okay, so just 3 of you going under the amazing name. Was it Gamer Gladiators? That was who you were?
Game Men Gladiators.
Okay, Game Men Gladiators. And then did you play the Gamer Gladiators in bracket? Was that
no, that was like the height. No, this is the thing. When Frost released the roster,
team.
Like,
Yeah, a different
no,
gay team. I don't remember what they
we
were.
versed Gamers United, which was like
Oh,
a
yeah,
makeup thing for when Frost released the roster. I think we were like seed 8 or something, and seed 7 got to verse Gaimin that second round, and I was like begging Frost. I'm like, please just move us up a seed. Like, I'm begging you, give us like the content, give us the thing, and she didn't budge. But then it all happened for a reason, because then we versed them for Aeos, which is more serious, and
Hey, there
you know,
go.
got our match there. But yeah, we were gay men gladiators, and then we versed Gamers United, and we were like the only 2 gay teams, and then yeah,
Awesome.
it was Pog.
Yeah, G4 was all kinds of fun. That's great.
Oh, it was so much fun. They do a fantastic job with their tournament.
So Uzi got really mad because he wanted us to take the tournament seriously and like play it for practice and everything, and we score comped against Descendants.
Yes.
Bro, I promise you. So I'm sitting here. I think I had like a fine, or it was like something I could not do. So I'm just sitting here doing my work, and I'm like tuning in. I'm like, yo, if you face like any of like a top team, please, for the love of God, just practice. Just do something. I'm just like chilling. I do my thing. I tune into Night Stream, and I see these people playing score comp against Ascendants. Like, literally game 1.
In our
They
defense,
don't even do that right.
In our defense, we did not see Uzi's DMs until after the second game. The first game we took seriously, but we were like, guys, we're gonna get blown out anyway. Like, why not just do something really stupid? It was really fun.
You have to. That's great. Okay, well, awesome. So G4 is its own thing. That was not low expectations. That was the Gay Men Gladiators. But you guys had a sweet performance there too. So I love to see even a little bit of score comp play. Guys, up on the stream, I have brought up your bracket run. I can share it to Discord as well, just so you can see what I'm looking at. If you want to follow along, basically. But here we are. Here is the low expectations. I'll do the search feature so I get to see where you guys are. I should do it more specific, huh? Okay. Okay, here we go. So, low expectations. Your first 2 games of the day, you were able to dominate them, both 2-0 fashion. It's a giant open bracket. We're seeing a ton of different teams. You guys were actually also seeded all the way at number 9. Obviously, you have a couple of players who have earned points in these past tournaments. Those being added there. Especially you being a top 4 placement earlier on in the year, like must have got you guys quite a few points in terms of seeding. So, you guys set up pretty far. These first 2 games obviously went pretty much landslide directions your way. What were the vibes like before you started this tournament? Brand new team, you barely played together. Were a lot of nerves clicking in for some of you guys, or was this just like another Unite tournament you get to play and have fun?
Just another Unite tournament to have fun.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was like the only one that got nervous.
Oh yeah.
Because I had like, so I'm coming back to like Pro Unite and like after like a 2-month break and barely like playing the game like pro and whatnot. But I'm also just like, bro, I have like a lot to carry. It's like a new team and I have to like carry and do my job as like a jungler.
Sure.
But it's like, it was like the pressure and like the nerves more so than anything. And I'm just like, if I mess up, it's gonna be where I am like the reason the team lost or whatnot. And I can't leave these guys down, especially if they're putting in all the work and stuff. So yeah, that was the main thing for me personally.
Uzi, did that change pretty quickly once you guys started winning your first couple of rounds really handily? Or did that feeling kind of stick around?
Honestly, like, when I went into the tournament, like, after the first series, like, I just had to, like, get used to it. And then, like, I also, like, I got told, like, yo, our game is on the stream. And that's when I picked, like, Talon, and I was, like, diving their mid-tower, like, 3 minutes and just, like, getting a penta.
Yeah, it was something else.
I even told Zoinks, like, all right, bro, if you spectate our match, let me know, and I'll get you some content.
Yeah, and that's true. You did promise that.
I gotta do something. So after that, like, it was just like slowly going into it, and then like as we went on, it was like playing people I normally would play on like ladder and stuff.
Sure.
So it was just like pretty like it just used up a little.
I gotcha. Okay, well, let's jump ahead to your next game. I know, Ree, you were saying you were really confident heading into this tournament, just yet another one to knock down, despite being on a new squad. Wasn't hitting you too much. Eventually, you guys play up against Megavolks. The bracket is playing out as predicted, so a little bit higher seeded of a squad. I'm not very familiar with the players on that roster, but I have seen this name before in these other open brackets, so not completely new to the scene. You do end up dropping a round in this match to them. What went down?
All right. Wait. I was saying, do you want it? Who wants to cover the loss, and then who wants to cover game 3? Because I think I want to cover.
I want to cover
three.
game 3. I want to.
No, I'm covering game 3. Fuck all of you. I'm covering game 3. No, fuck all of you. Fuck
Wait. Hold on.
I have to cover the first half. You cover the second half because that's where we kind of like take our part.
All
right, fine. All right, we're jumping to game 3. Sorry, Zoinks. We're ignoring
No, that's
the question.
fine. Let's go to game 3.
Go to game 3.
Wait, okay. So game 1 we win completely fine, completely solid. I'll just give the abridged version.
Sure.
Game 2, I kind of beef my ult, and I will take account for this. We're playing Cinder comp. We're playing a Cinder comp, and I was treating it like a Greninja comp.
I see.
And
Okay.
we were playing against a Machamp. I was playing like we were playing against a Luca, so it was on me. I was mispositioned to keep Uzi alive, and we ended up losing that game. And then the pressure started kind of building because we hadn't lost a game up until this point. But yeah, you guys can now take the floor for game 3.
It was definitely a little depressing when I would have a Wiggly stand right beside me, not even flash on top of me. He would just see me eat up fat Machamp ult, and then he would ult on my dead body.
Oof.
That was really interesting.
Hey man, he told you. He told you he vaped it. It's not like he's hiding.
I tried to skip over this. I tried to preserve
It's
Nish's
fine.
dignity.
It's fine.
Game 3, like we're dominating like the first game and pretty much the second game, except like 2 major fights. But this game, like we're hardcore diving. Like I'm level 15 at like 3, like almost 4 minutes. Really.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like I was going ham. Like we were all absolute crushing, but then Zapdos happens, and it's like I had very bad positioning. It's like I'm trying to A press, but then I'm in a position where I eat up a Luca ult, a Machamp, not a Luca ult. It was like a Cinder ult, Machamp ult, and a Slowbro ult.
Okay.
It's like even if I got a Wiggly ult, it didn't matter.
Right.
And I die with ult, that would have been able to clean up. So now Junkie can take the rest because this is like his part now.
All right, so then we lose Zap. They're all scoring. These motherfuckers start up a surrender vote, and we're like, it's over. And I'm like,
I'll take the blame.
I guess
of that.
the only
That was
one who
nine.
tried.
That was nine. Didn't even vote, by the way.
Bro, I guess like I'm the only one that like can keep track of points or something, which is fine. Big to go back to your earlier question.
Well, no,
big
because
grade.
they were up like 400 at that point.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, you're correct. It is mathematically winnable, but I was just like, fuck, man.
It was instant Zoinks. Like within 1 second of the surrender vote going up, instantly 3 votes. Like, and I'm like, and I instantly was like, I'm sorry, I need to curse. I'm sorry. You can like mute or like make a timestamp. I'm like, you motherfuckers are not surrendering. I'm like, you guys, we are going to get back. We're not surrendering. I know I voted no, and if I find out which one of you is the 4th no vote, I'm going to like kick your ass. We are going to gather up all our points. We are going to make a final push. It is achievable. I'm like, no, bro, no. I'm like, no. And whoever that 4th vote was, I actually still don't know who that 4th vote.
It was you and Uzi that didn't vote.
Was it Uzi who said no?
Yeah,
I think it was either me or Reba. I don't remember.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
voted no. Cause,
Oh, okay,
I
then it
mean,
was-
it's the freaking tournament game, man. There's always a final push.
Yeah. So I was like, bro, I was like that. Like nothing tilts me more than like giving up. Like even if it's like a 1% chance, it's like who gives a shit? Like why not take that 1% chance? And I was like, there was 2, like they still had both pads and then goalposts, and I was like, all we have to do is bait a fight on one of the earlier goalposts. The death timers are way too high. We'll make a push and be able to do it, and then we did it.
Yeah.
So okay, what happened is they also did a little bit of trolling. So call back to earlier. Uzi dies with ult, right?
Yeah.
So we have ult for this repush. They have their
forehead. That's amazing.
Yeah, they have their T1 up still.
I was keeping it for the push. The big brain Uzi plays. Oh
They
my
have
god.
their T1 up, and their Machamp is just sitting on it. and Uzi just kills him, like just without even ulting, just kills their Machamp as he's running away. Like I think I might have flashed forward for him.
Yeah, I
and,
think we just
stung
like
him or
killed him.
something.
Like it was just
Yeah,
us, he was
yeah,
just
it
sitting
was,
there.
he was just dead.
Okay.
And then right after that, their Cinder and another Squishy, I think it was like their Hoopa, Pika, they bounce their T2.
weird.
Uzi ults them, just pops them on their T2, and then it's a 5v2. So we dunk T1. We have someone dunk T2 because I have score shield. I'm not gonna dunk T2 because I can just dunk in their spawn.
Sure.
And then we just all run to their spawn. We all get our dunks in on their spawn. And like once I get my dunk in, I could start zoning and everything. So like they did a little bit of trolling. Because if their Machamp doesn't die there, and then if their squishies don't jump together there, then it's all good. But I completely agree. Super stupid of us to like vote there, and I guess that mistake won't be made again.
Well, I mean, luckily, all the pieces work out there. You guys were able to win that game 2-1. Obviously, the scoreline's there.
And I like knock on wood, take pride in like not tilting and like being very level-headed, and like that tilted me.
Right.
For those like 10 seconds, I saw those things, and like you blanking flags are not blanking surrendering. We are going there, making a push. I don't care if we still lose. It's good practice and like practice our final pushes
Sure.
in a high stress and like situation, and it could work out because we knew we still had Uzi ult, and he was like level 15. Like we still had insane levels. So I was just like, it's not doomed. You know?
No,
I just remember seeing that Zapdos fall, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, these chimps. I was like, these chimps. We had a level 15 Greninja, and we still lost. I was like, insta surrender. I'm tilted.
Hey. I got 3 ults, and I made up for it in the final push. I killed like all.
You did
what
make
else
up
can
for
I do?
it.
Like I'm killing them on their tier 2, but
yeah.
But that was really hype. Like, and once like as
absolutely.
a team we can come back from that, then it's like that's so like important to just like trust in one another and like our potential. So then when we go into SKT, which I'm seeing is like going to be your next point, like it felt much easier, not because of like any skill differential, but because of how difficult the situation was that we just handled, right? So it's like even if like they're better players or you know what I mean, I don't want to make that judgment call, but just like in an abstract, you know, area of we just came back 500 points and like we're surrendering. Our mental's good now, you know. So then that was
you've got all the bad juju out.
It was the full mental reset. Really,
it was the boost that we needed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
100%.
The fire of low expectations was lit a little bit, and you get to move on against the 8 seed. So again, this bracket playing out like exactly as drawn up. We're hitting the first upset technically by those. You're going up against SKT. Shout out to Jay in the chat as well. A little bit of love. We got to get
shout out to Jay.
Got to get your team on the podcast, by the way. And yeah, I'm not saying it's an upset in terms of how actual power rankings and all that, but on the seeding chart, that's where it would end up. But you guys go into this game and a dominant 2-0 win. That's what I'm seeing on the scoreline here. I didn't have the pleasure of being able to watch this game, but were these games closer than the scoreline showing, or was this kind of low expectations the whole way through?
It was.
I'm not gonna lie.
I want to get the game in, bro.
I know you guys want to get to GG, but I have to kind of blow up my own ego a little bit. But against like SKT, we have like a couple of I think like 2 people died with ult or something. But then like there's like 3 people dead, and I think it's only me and Ree alive. And
no,
I'm just like sitting. No, it was me and Junkie actually.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm just sitting there like, bro, how is everyone just dying? So I just like start cleaning up, and like next thing I know, we also have like a team wipe and zap, and it's just like bro. Like, how is all this happening? It was so stressful.
Yeah, me and Uzi had like a really stressful, like, was it 4v2? I'm almost positive.
It was a 2v5 because I remember getting like a.
Oh, okay, one of them was really low. Yeah, so it was like me and Uzi, like half of their team is at health, and me and Uzi had to like perfectly dodge like every single skill shot, position perfect, like trick on the cooldown. The second it is up for that man to like survive all that shit. No, that's a good point, Uzi. It was very pog. That was
cool.
And also like it's like against like SKT, and these guys like played like the game so weirdly. It's like just you won't expect nor like regular people to like do this. Like they just pull out like random ass stuff.
Yeah.
Just like invading your jungle, 5-man pushing like at random times and
I've
whatnot.
heard a lot of SKTs kind of, iconic is the floatstone greeted part of their squad.
Yeah,
Apparently they're
definitely
like big
know.
experimenters.
Yeah,
I
they've been in the
speak on
lab
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. All right, well, SKT still went on a bit of a run, didn't quite make it qualify for AS Cup, but I'm sure we'll see them in more tournaments. Guys, you head into the last game of your day. We were hyping this game up so much, and then everyone in chat when guys were casting this game were guys, like both of the teams have qualified already. Like guys,
Yeah.
they're both already made it in.
I
which
watched the
was-
cast back.
Yeah, I
saw
know. Which was not taking the wind out of my sails, but whatever. I was like, this is way too much fun. Guys, you had a banger game, 2-1. You take down the Unite Kings of Game and Gladiators, what a lot of people consider to be the best or at very worst top 3 team in the game right now. You're able to beat them in a 2-1 game. Guys, take it away. What happened in this game?
Okay, so I think I've never been on a very competitive team, so I have never really had like the experience against like really high level teams. So I think my nerves were definitely a lot higher than some of the other teammates on my team. Their nerves might have been.
Okay.
But I was definitely really, really nervous going into game 1. And game 1 did not work out for us. Like we were just kind of losing at every like turn. We couldn't really find an answer, and my mental was like not shot, but like I wasn't like super like head up going into game 2. But game 2, Nine said something that really stuck with me. He goes, all right guys, we're 1-0 up against TTV, we just have to win one more game and then we win. And that like completely like changed my mental. I was like, that's hilarious, like that's a great way to look at it. Like I fuck with that. And
Very
then
cool.
he said then like the next game, so we won that game. I won't brush over it. We can go back and talk about it. But we win that game, and then I'm like, hey guys, we're 1-0 on TTV. Like let's just win one and go home.
Uh-huh.
And then so yeah, it was a nice callback. And then if someone wants to talk about like actually game 2, game 3, like go ahead.
Uzi gets game 2.
Yeah,
Easy
go
gets
he
game
gets game 3.
two.
Come on,
I'll-
easy.
Off the dome, by the way. I don't remember
I
anything.
kind of want to take like the early game of game 3 too though, because that was like a tilter in the game 3. But I will get.
I can talk a little bit about late game 2 because I watched the VODs back a couple times to see like what we did well and stuff. So I can talk a lot about the like the small stuff that you might not
So-
have like remembered or whatever.
So in game 1, like a big reason we all like also lost. I personally, I'm just completely dead, like tired, because like
Right.
I'm fasting as well, so I'm like dehydrated like crazy, and I didn't eat anything for like a long time, and then I'm also playing, and I'm just like I just put out like all my energy trying to qualify, and then like against TTV, like our plan is just like okay, we just play the game, we do our best. If we win, whatever. If we lose, nothing.
Right.
And so game 1 happens, like I'm just dying on cooldown to Lutano and Toon, like that's whatever. Game 2 was so weird because like I'm coming down level 9 at second dread, but I completely with my ult. It's just bad. It's just depression.
Okay.
So in between, like we're getting like some kills here and there, and like we're getting dunks and stuff. But in the late game fight, it's just like we need to do something to get in Zap Pit. But so the big thing that we kind of like capitalize on is that in Blastoise, with Blastoise, you don't have like muscle band or anything, so you don't really have like too good of a rip.
Okay.
And especially if you're facing like a Hoopa Unbound that has like it's like it's like the most tankiest mod in the game for some reason.
Yes.
So
yes.
they can't even like threaten us like as objective rip because like we have like the better secure in my opinion. So I'm telling Ree like yo, so Nish gets like a back cap and we're close. So I'm like, all right, they're back capping. Ree, you go get a back cap, just go. And I'm collapsing bot on like Toon and Zug that are like trying to push. So when that is happening, it's just like me, Junkie, and I think 9. We're trying to kill these guys, and again, like in typical fashion, I whiff my ult again because I'm just trying to like. I'm so nervous at that point. I'm just like, Jake's like, just press it. So we're running at them. 9 gets a really nice stun on Toon, and he doesn't get his ult off. And from there, like we kill Toon, and then from there we just like completely like team wipe them somehow.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get the first kill on Toon, I'm just yelling on top of my lungs, "Get the zap! Zap now! Zap now!" While we're killing them, I'm just yelling, "Get the zap
all
right
of us
now!"
were fucking screaming, just like, go, fuck it. Go.
It was insane. It was insane.
So, a little bit about why we made the decision to like fight outside of the pit. We were close battle, so that means we're anyway between 30 and 100 points roughly.
Right.
And as soon as it hits like 205 or something, I take the top jump pad into mid, and then I run through the mid bushes, and I get an 80 cap on their top like T1.
Tier 1.
And so then I watched back in the VOD. They actually were still winning, but they don't know that because they're within like a 30 point to 100 point window. So they were winning by like 5 points or something after I got that top cap. But they now have to make something happen because
Right.
they don't know if they're in the lead. So I tell us to just like keep on playing the outsides, just like prodding at their T2s and stuff. They're trying to come cap us, but like I think it was like Ree and I are just like holding the top. So Lutano is fighting me, and we're just kind of like trading blows back and forth. I still have my flash, so I can just dip if I ever get like actually low. So I'm just like playing my focus, like prodding at Lutano with Ree, so he knows that like we're threatening something.
Right.
And then it so happens that a fight starts breaking out in the bot side, and I watched it back, and Reed did this thing that was really smart that I liked. He made his presence known to Lutano, because I think Lutano was higher level than Ree. So if both of them are out of the fight, it's beneficial to us because Lutano does more damage. But Ree made his presence known to Lutano, and then Ree went for a back cap. So Lutano was also forced to go for a back cap. So it kept both Lucarios out of the fight. So it so happened that it was a 4v4. We were able to get Toon out without his ult dropping, and then we were able to just turn the fight from there. So yeah, big shout out to Ree because that's a really heads up play. Because if Lutano's in that fight, I don't know if we're able to win that out. Yeah.
Good stuff, Ree.
Appreciate it. I didn't even think it was that 5-head, but thanks.
Yeah, he's like, I just put points in goal. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That's how I saw it go down because you were just like trading back and forth, and then he starts seeing you beeline to their base, and then he starts beelining to our base as soon as he sees that.
Yeah.
But also, like in game 3, like we're coming off like this big like dub. Like it's like good morale boost. So I'm playing like, in my opinion, like pretty decently in an early game. Like I'm coming down level 9. Like I got all the pieces against like HP Lutano.
Sure.
We're chilling. We win top. I get like a kill on Lutano. Then Toon. I'm coming down 9. I ult. I get like 3 kills, 4 kills or something. And then these.
Listen, man,
I'm not gonna say anything.
We were depressing, bro.
But in typical TTV fashion, you just see a Wigglytuff Zugrug just comes in and just Dazzling Gleam steals it.
Yeah.
And from there, like the
It's
game
tragic.
just goes from like here to like immediately just downwards.
Uh-huh.
It was just a roll. Like after that, like I'm a little tilted,
a vote to surrender
it's
was
like
at
down.
this point, or
No.
we all
It
learned
was
your
like-
lesson. Okay.
To be honest, I would have called it if it wasn't like 7 minutes.
Right. Yeah. If it was allowed, it would have been
Yeah.
there. Okay.
So after that, we leave like the Rotom. They're pushing. They're killing me on pad. They're killing everyone. Like they're just like taking over the game, like snowballing. And from there, it was just like, I don't know what to do. What's gonna happen now? What can we do? We just have to get to the late game somehow. And then like we just have like a call from Junkie. Actually, you can take it. I just want to add one thing at the end though. But you can. Take it.
All right, Junkie, go ahead.
So I think like what Nish was kind of referring to earlier, sort of, is just like this. It's just the benefit of like playing these people in tournaments and watching VODs and first thing on ladder scrims, whatever, is you
For sure.
pick up on individual players' habits, and like I feel like if you're, I don't know, like a responsible pro player, whatever you want to call it, since like it is like such an amateur scene, like in League, right? There's literal analysts who just job is to pick up on player habits. They have a giant Google Doc of like almost every, like it's way advanced, right? So I kind of take inspiration from that, where it's like, I know how they like to defend when they're super ahead. I know how they like to do this, blah, blah, blah. And, like, those sort of things are all kind of playing in my mind. And it's why I loved the clip that you guys did so well, because you really did, like, accurately describe.
It was a fun
and did justice to the situation, because, like, people that were watching, like, flaming TTV, like, saying, oh, they just let themselves get flipped on. They don't know how to defend. Like, they're blank idiots. Like, they don't understand the game on like a deep level. Like, they don't understand like how smart their positioning was, and how like show like how what's the word I'm even like looking for, like you're being choked out almost, like
Right.
it, like we it was very
You're getting. You didn't have any like space to breathe in the game, basically.
yeah, exactly. Like
They're
the words
pushing their lead.
escaping me. The words
Overwhelming,
escaping me.
stifling.
Yeah, stifling.
Suffocating. I don't know.
Suffocating. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
People that like, I guess like
Freakcaster.
aren't playing at our level or whatever, don't realize how suffocating their positioning was.
Yeah.
And
No, for
like
real.
how insane it is. But it's one of those moments where like, it's not like a secret anymore. But like I know Goof's habits, and like he's someone that will extend out of his positions more so than any other player on their team, is something that I've noticed. When they have their kind of direct positionings, he's the one that will step out, right, the most, in my opinion. So I was like, I'm going to stay bot side where Goof and Uzi are, right? The other three, I tell them, like, your job is to just live and try to get them out of their positions as much as possible.
Absolutely.
I don't think they were going to overextend, but I was watching, like, pan my camera top, and they were stepping out, right? So I'm like, okay, they're, like, being a little greedy, but it wasn't, like, nothing, you know, sinful or anything, right? That, like, they was still fine.
So
But once I saw... Oh, sorry, you want...
I just want to add something small.
Go.
I kind of wanted us to threaten the same thing that we did last time, where we just play the outsides of the map, because I don't really want to run into pad or into pit with them, especially because they have a Blastoise and we have a Greninja who just kind of gets popped if we go into like a head-on like headbang team fight.
Sure.
So I wanted us to just kind of threaten the outside and pull them out of position, which is what Junkie also wanted us to do. So that I think like what we did well is similar to last time. Like Ree and I are just kind of threatening the top, and then we have some people threatening the bottom, and then
Yeah, because this game like was the biggest stomp ever out of like any game we played this tournament. Like I don't think got like a single pad that game.
Yeah.
So like we had like we had our work cut out for us. And I like when I was watching them do their kind of, you know, dance back and forth, kind of weave in, wave out top lane, I like noticed that like Toon wasn't there, and I feel like they were in a position where if Toon was there, he would have forced a fight and killed them all, in my opinion. So that just leaves him, he's somewhere bot. And I don't think we had vision of him at the time. We just, I think, in all of our heads guessed he was in a bush somewhere, right?
Right.
And because of my positioning in jungle, I knew he wasn't our jungle because he would have jumped on me. I know how Goof positions. He positions in the L bush. So I'm like, that just leaves him on the lane somewhere, right? So our only opportunity to do something is to get Goof away from that bush, so I can jump into it without instantly dying.
You're welcome, by the way.
and then like
Uzi
just
jumped
getting
on the
him somewhere,
Goof grenade.
right? And luckily, like Uzi like was just showing and farming bees and stuff, and Goof steps up, and I think to make a pick with Toon. So that was like the perfect moment where I was just like, I made the call. I was like, we need to flip Zap. Like we need to just rush it, do it, whatever. Like that's like our 2-second window of Goof not being able to 100-0 kill me.
I
And
remember
then
hearing that too in the top lane. That shit was crazy.
That-
I was like,
yeah.
I was sitting there in top. I was just poking Lutano, and I was like, this is so fucking hopeless. Like,
we haven't put a single point in.
And then I hear like, hey, what if I just jump over the middle here and just bring you guys into Zap? And I look at the map, and I'm like, You know, that just might work.
So
Nine's taking
in
his hand
that-
away from the surrender button.
So-
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe actually.
Maybe
And
there's
then what
hope.
was
at
it?
the end of the tunnel. What's happening? So
And then
So when-
what was it? Really quick, just and then we can go back to your thing with Toon. I'm sure you want to touch on is that then I think what was it? Zug was the only one that was in a position to get to us probably within 5 or 6 seconds. So I was
Hmm.
like, we kill him, the other team we can burst it down in enough time, and then that's kind of what happened. Then we all just score, and we knew that because of the fight, they dropped all their points. Like they don't have enough points to really go back and score and stuff, and they blew a lot of ults too. So it was just then kind
There
of
you go.
GG. But it's just like one of those things where like every bit of information can come in clutch or make or break one of those situations. And like, yeah, it just it pays off when you put in work, I think, to just study those things or habits and stuff. Because like, I don't know, I don't want to ego, but like I don't know many support players that like do that sort of homework on teams and
Sure.
like would have made that call or insight into that. But that's also something that every player is capable of,
Yeah.
right? Not just me as a support player. Like it helps that like a support with Hoop is more natural shot calling, and you know the kind of like the limits of what you can do. But that's just something that like I would like to see like future teams pick up on or like dedicate time to, or those sort of small things, because of the we can agree or disagree with how Unite has been made and like what it appeals to, etc., compared to like more competitive MOBAs. But like you need to know those things because there are comeback mechanics, and if
sure.
you can make use of them and find like it's part of the game, you know what I mean? And like the thing that tilted me the most, I think even like Toon talked about it, was like a lot of I think viewers or their fans were like giving them a hard time, like they don't know how to defend Zap, they don't like they're not doing justice to like how smart all those players are
Right.
individually and as a collective. And it's like really I don't know, like shitty that like their knowledge or game knowledge or Zap play position was kind of being discredited, and then in virtue discrediting what we did and how slim the odds were in that 2 or 3 second window. Because if I do that and face a goof, I'm dead. He
Right.
thunders bolts me, I'm dead. We're trolled. We're suffocated. We're done. Right. And I think someone one of the nicer YouTube comments I saw was something about like after this game, TTV is like going to be like a much better team. Like this was kind of like a necessary thing where like
Sure.
they're smart enough to know like they can go back in the VODs and clean that up. Like
Yeah.
it was a simple mistake. So it's like I have no concerns about their ability to like adapt, be like top level team that they are. Because yeah, it was tilting for me as an outsider to just see like all of a sudden like this it swung so the other way of like they don't know how to play around Zap, they don't, and it's like
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
bro, like
Community
you know,
consensus can change quick.
yeah,
for
that
sure.
the narrative around them as a team, like, and how quickly that switched because of what happened in our game was like super tilting. But like, they're professional enough to know that, like, VOD review, go back in there, learn on it. Like, I doubt like they're going to be playing Zap the exact same way for Aeos, and that's what's going to matter most, right?
Yep.
Like, is being ready for Aeos Cup, not the qualifier. Like, it's a nice little morale boost for us.
Right.
But I don't think they're going to let another team take advantage of their Zap positioning and like Zap calls and how they like to play it again. And they're even changing team comps a lot that enable them to do different strategies and stuff like that. So
It's true.
yeah, I have a lot of respect for them. And that was just like a side tangent thing that I wanted to speak on because that was like tilting for me to say.
And I'm glad you did. Uzi, you were mentioning that you wanted to talk about something in the end of this game. Last thing before we jump past the qualifier run.
It's like the thing with Goof. So I see like this guy's like in the bottom bush, and I need to like do something to get like Junkie, like some space to like jump in because he's like on the pad. So I'm just playing like a complete idiot. I walk up to Beast, I eat up like more than half my health bar poke, and I'm like, all right, that's perfectly fine. He's staying here, he's being occupied, and Junkie just like running in. So I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to like put myself in a position like, yo, I can be killed if you want to kill me right now.
Yeah.
But after that, like, I'm just like surfing. I got like some health back, and I go into that bush, and I just see Toon right there, and I'm like, oh my goodness! I'm just sitting there like, no way, because like, it's like in a position where this guy can like he was running amp blasters. He can like completely just pop me. Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like
absolutely.
a fraud, and I'm already like low health. So there was like a bit of like a thing. I'm not like saying like he's bad or whatever. It's like a little misplay. So when like Junkie ulted, he immediately started spinning. If he ulted, I would have died in the zap rip. None of that would have happened,
Nah.
in my opinion, and we would have just like lost as well from there.
Yeah.
But it was like a nice play to like kind of like pull out the Pika to like the box side and just like these guys are doing their thing top, and then Junkie can just like go in and do his thing. So it's like a pretty good like play all around by like the entire team.
Yeah.
Because these guys are like mono on mono, like slapping people top, and it's like, I don't even know what was going on that game.
We obviously on the cast had a lot to praise your whole team about for sure. I think my favorite part about that, was just kind of we've dissected this very deeply now. Of like in posthumous, we've gone very deep into how this game ended. But in reality, all this happens within 3 seconds max. So it's always gonna be like that in this game, and I think the more that you can really act under pressure in those situations, make play calls, anything like that, it's just going to be another boon for your Unite squad. So it was a really fantastic tournament for you guys. Obviously, huge morale boost. And then you created what we're going to look at right now by beating Game & Gladiators, making them a 3rd seed. Let's take a look at the group stages. So what I'm looking at too is a not an official graphic, but Mean Apples, at Mean Apples on Twitter, they made this really awesome because I think Goof was the one complaining about not having a good viewing image of it from like everyone posting just like a screenshot of like a straight Excel spreadsheet. So I have this graphic pulled up on stream right now. Just a look at the upcoming tournament group stages. So Group A, yes, we have a player from that group in chat right now, giving the old Monka S. Sanji is gonna have to be living within that group. You guys, though, low expectations find themselves in Group B with currently Nemesis. They might be under a new name. Maybe I've seen a lot of esports gifts from that camp. So very exciting stuff for them. But Nemesis, Full Send, and then Actual Trash. So Full Send being like Snowpoints and Celestial's team, and Actual Trash is Smushy's team, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay.
Chicago
the GOAT is gonna be a really, really fun tournament. Obviously, first chance we get to see group play, and then the top 2 seeds of each of these groups are gonna make it out. I want to talk a little bit. I know we've already eat up so much of your time. We don't have too much longer on the episode, but I would love to just end up talking about the upcoming tournament, where you guys are at. Looking at your group right now, you're the 2nd seed. But Nemesis and Full Send and Actual Trash, but I'd say Nemesis and Full Send are definitely the names that carry a lot of really just contention style weight. Is this a winnable group for your team?
I'm gonna say it, bro. Yes.
I mean, come on, man. We beat TTV. Come on. It's gotta be winnable.
If there were a bracket that I would want to be in, it would either be B or D, and I'm not complaining about being in B.
That's actually was going to be my next question. Okay, so you think that the strongest groups, like I'm just doing by association, strongest groups are Group A and C in your mind?
Oh, yeah.
To me, yes.
Okay.
From my
Okay, so your picks.
I don't think I would hate being in C, honestly. I think I would be fine with being in C.
Sure.
Yeah,
but
I would say A is like
A is definitely
all the way
off
up
limits.
here.
Yes.
B and C are kind of like tied. You can maybe like an inch or 2 difference, and then D is down there.
And no disrespect to people in Group D or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like, I would definitely rather be in D than the other groups.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The thing with our group, so yeah, I feel like it's gonna be Nemesis for sure qualifying.
Okay.
But then like we have a slight bit of advantage. So like if Nemesis and Full Set play each other, like we kind of get like the thing, because like either team will like be a little tilted after the loss, so we can like probably come in, cause an upset on like that. It's like a bad thing to say, of course. Like it sucks, but it has to be mentioned.
Sure.
It's like that's what
we always mentioned. Take whatever advantage you can get. That being said, Uzi, though, I think Actual Trash may be tilt proof. I know Smushy has the lockdown on positivity.
Yeah.
So
Smushy is, bro. I'm high-key actually really worried about Actual Trash, because like they're actually like a team that can definitely like cause some damage.
Sure.
I'll be honest.
Fair enough.
Like, I wouldn't like write them
I mean,
off.
it's a top 16
Yeah, no,
in a
that's
stacked
true.
region, right? Like, you're definitely all these teams are gonna be contenders. There's teams that we thought would be up in this group, like SKT potentially, who's not here right now. So obviously, all these teams are really really solid. So your guys' picks, of course, for Group B are pretty obvious. Low expectations. Uzi, you said Nemesis is going to be your for sure pick coming out of this group. Other than you, is that kind of the group consensus as well? Is Nemesis considered to be the best team on paper in this group?
I think so. I think we can definitely make some we can chef up some strategies in the kitchen
Sure.
to like fiend on their weaknesses, but I definitely think on paper right now, like I think Rex is just such a good shot caller, and then like
He is
I think
control tower shot caller.
yeah, like I think Rex is just really really smart, so we're gonna have to make sure we don't make any mistakes.
I think we're
For
gonna
me-
beat Full Send because Bloodline is on Full Send.
For me, I feel like the Nemesis and Full Send matchup is like kind of where it's all at.
It's
Like,
gonna be such a good
they-
placement game. Like
Yeah.
that game is crazy, so important. Yeah.
Like both
Yeah.
teams are like really strong. Like they're on par, in my opinion. Like it just
Yeah.
depends. Like especially for Full Send, I think it's like more so on like their top line. If Bulby or Celestial especially can carry, because like Celestial, like of course, like talented jungler, whatnot, and then like Nemesis as well. Like they have like Trainer and Art. Like those two can like take over a game.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like it kind of like depends on like the top matchup in my opinion for that. So like whoever wins, they pretty much make it all the way, and whoever loses, like we have an advantage over that in a way because like we're chilling. We have no stress on us.
That's true. I mean, your
We're not,
first
like,
game will
favorite or
probably
whatnot.
be against Full Send, though, right? If we're playing it out right. I don't know. Either way, we'll get to that. We got to move up for time for sure here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that is Group A, okay? Blossom, previous tournament winners, foreign famous, a really solid squad. Say what you will about that team. They definitely have a lot of skill. They found a lot of success. Another team to make it all the way through the winner side of the bracket. Game and Gladiators, of course, the best team in the game for some time now. And TOS, who's got a lot of fan favorite names for sure, obviously. But another team that has
Feppy.
found a ton of success as well. Feppy Redemption arc. It's also gonna
Feppi's
be
a fan favorite.
Feppy Revenge arc. Feppy versus Blossom round 1. So that'll be fun too. I'm very excited for that one. I know that TOS has been trying out some, kind of weirdo fun strategies as well, but becoming less weird, I think. For me, I've been setting as much scripts as I can. Definitely seeing a lot of some like triple support nonsense. But
I think it's fantastic that Foreign Famous finally manipulated the bracket into their favor.
Yeah.
all right, well, I didn't say it, and I did. Guys, we got to move a little bit quicker. But who are your two picks for Group A to come out of it?
So
Uzi first.
I will say it.
Wait, hold on. Someone said TOS, but all right.
Wait.
going in order.
Yeah, going in order.
man.
I have full faith in my boy Sanji and Mug, but I feel like it will probably be Blossom and GG.
Okay.
Because I feel like, especially like after how the qualifiers went, GG is 100% gonna like come in like full force swinging at everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like already they look so much stronger,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I like really like about the team too. So, like I think that's for sure like a qualification. But of course, TOS, like I hope they cause an upset and just shake things up.
That would be hype.
All right, boys. Wait, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We got Blossom. We got Faz. Metafy.gg/Faz.
Okay, yeah, we're shilling.
Wait, we got who? We
We got Team Muck, Sanji, Scolded, Feppy, and Akilo, baby. Dude,
Okay,
I
TOS.
swear they can pull off an upset, bro. Scolded is a fucking nerd, man. That
Yes,
man's such a nerd, bro.
Oh my God.
Excuse my language. Excuse my French. Sorry.
Where, yeah.
But
That bridge is passed through.
I like it. I think if anyone could do it, I feel like they could do it.
All right, sick. 9. How about you?
Oh, me next? Okay, I didn't know I was next up. You already know, man. I'm gonna say Blossom because that boy Rin and that boy Faz. Shout outs to Faz. And then man, I gotta go with TOS, bro. That boy Sanji scolded him.
This is sounding very Friendship Cup so far. Some of the answers,
Bro,
not Aeos Cup, but
They gonna get it. No, they gonna get it. Mark my
No,
words.
you gotta meet us in finals. Come on now.
All
Come
right,
on.
all right, fair enough. All right, Junkie, how about you?
I don't know if this is like a cop out, but it's like I think whichever team does the most homework Like
Okay.
I think I'll phrase it this way: I won't be surprised if any of these teams make top 2.
Okay.
Like I think it's that strong of
True.
a bracket where, yes, there's obviously like Gaming, Gladiators, and Blossom have like a higher skill ceiling, higher skill floor, whatever, than both of the teams as of right now. But it's not like unachievable for Foreign Famous or TOS to craft something to win a single best of 3.
Yeah.
Like it's not some, insane thing, right? So it's whoever does the most homework. I think, like, I would say if I had to bet money, it'd be Gaming Gladiators first, Blossom second.
Okay.
I think
it's the
Gaming,
general consensus, but yeah.
like, will do a lot of homework. I think Blossom will do a lot of homework, but I think TOS and Foreign Famous will, depending on Foreign Face's mental, honestly, that's like the biggest obstacle.
Sure.
Is if they, like, I've watched scrims with them where they can be super clean and take games, but then literally the next game, like Dave will start screaming and tilting, and then all of a sudden they lost the entire scrim block. So it's like, you guys had something there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then with TOS, like, there's not, like, again, like, we're at this high enough level where the player skill gaps aren't that huge, and Unite as an esport has gotten way more competitive compared to February, where I think
for sure.
TTV was up here, the rest of us were down here. Now it's
Yeah.
much more, everyone's kind of in reach of each other. So if there isn't a patch, it's whoever does the most homework, honestly.
Okay, awesome. Let's get you to weigh in here, Ray. This may be the most, like, biggest names in top lane in this group. If I'm taking a look at it, honestly, the top laners that if you were in that group, you would have to be contending with some of the best and the best. But who do you think of the two teams coming out of Group A?
I would have to say it would be Blossom and Gaming Gladiators, to be honest.
Yeah, that's I think the general consensus for sure. If you had to choose one of those teams to not make it, Ray, who do you think is the team that would not make it?
That's gonna be tough.
Like,
but
who do you think's more likely to get a third place drop? Would it be Blossom or would it be Gaming Gladiators? Not that it could be neither, but which one do you think's more likely?
like I said, it's gonna be tough, but both teams are pretty strong. But
Yeah.
I guess I would have to say Blossom.
Okay, yeah, you trust Gaming Gladiators' revenge arc a little bit more than Blossom holding on to their win. Okay, awesome. Well, guys, let's jump into Group C. This is Lego, IX Gaming, IX GT, and Overcap. Lego with a super deep run. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the last one, this can be kind of open, open to the public here. But Uzi, go ahead.
I have to support the homies at Lego and IX GT. IX GT, like, I have so much respect for them because they're quite literally the team that helped us grow so much, because they were like the only team we could manage to scrim because of like our timing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they're just homies. Like, I have a lot of respect for them, Kratos, Black, and everyone. And then they go, like, they're the homies. Like,
yeah.
I've known them for a while. Like, they're super friendly, super chill. I don't care what people say. I have faith that they will make it. But then again, like, on IX, they have like OG and Pika Diff, and it's just like, those are also the homies.
Uzi,
in my
not
opinion,
a friendship cup. This is Aeos Cup. So you got who's gonna win, man?
I have to go with Lego and IX GT.
Okay, IX GT beating out their main squad of IX Gaming. Any love for anybody from Overcap? I mean, they've made it here. They've made it here a couple of times. Do you think any of these teams can drop to Overcap?
No. They play Sport Comp. They don't deserve any love. They do not deserve love. Get out here with Sport Comp. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, these are real opinions on the podcast, and I'm happy for that. Most for. Awesome. IXGT, Lego, the two winning out of there. Anybody in this call think that IX Gaming would take it over either GT or Lego?
Yes.
Okay, 9, you have a little more faith in the IX squad themselves?
I think both IX teams are going to make it.
Okay, shout out. 9 trying to get a sponsorship. I see you. IX3T. It's going to be a little
I've been fiending for one for months.
Okay, fair enough. I love to hear it. All right, guys, let's jump to... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I agree. IXGT is the homies, and I think IX just got a lot of star power. I don't really know Lego that well, but I know IX GT's got my boy Talion, so they're gonna be crazy, bro.
They do. Yeah, Talion was a fun player to watch, man. Had some really, really nice moments in this tournament. Group D is going to be Blackhand, Tasenda, Millennium, and Sandra's. Guys, are we kind of all in agreement that Tasenda and Blackhand are the two teams making out of this one?
I low-key think Millennium can do it.
Dude, Millennium's a crack squad. Uno and company, they're decent, man.
I low-key think it can be Millennium and Blackhand. Like, that's gonna be unpopular, but I can see it, bro.
Okay.
As much as I want to meme and say Blackhand won't make it, I literally can't.
They're making it, dude.
It's gonna be Blackhand.
Their first seed too, so their first game is gonna be against Sandra's. Like, yeah, they're gonna make it.
Wait, is that how it works?
I assume 1-4 play each other first, and then 2-3 play each other in each one.
Oh, I was thinking it might be 1-3 and then 2-4. It also could be that, I think, but I'm not positive.
Why would it be 1-3, 2-4?
It's niche. Don't worry about it.
No,
I feel like
because it's like the two that are 1 seed apart play each other.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Seems like you're not giving as much of an advantage to the first seed, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, guys, we have definitely burned enough of your time already. Sorry, I have taken so much of it.
No, we wanted to talk more.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. No, guys, seriously, this was no. It was so fun to have local students here, but it is a national holiday, and I need to let you guys get back to it. And me as well. But guys, before we go anywhere, I want to give you guys just a quick chance to be able to plug, shout out whatever you want to. If you guys got socials, Twitch streams, whatever it is, you want to plug your coaches again, Nish, feel free. This is your guys' stage to do. Shout out, sell out, whatever you want to do. Uzi, let's start with you. Where can people find you?
Go to my Twitch. That's like Big Uzi __.
All right.
And you can find everything else from there.
Click follow, click subscribe.
Metafy /Excellent and Metafy /Faz.
Okay. Make sure to go follow the homies on the Metafy. Junkie, how about you?
Junkie GS on all platforms. I was recently made owner of Aeos Frontier.
Amazing.
So we're trying to revive a lot of like the community building and competitive focus in there, and it's been like a huge, like we've already gone like over 100 like new members just in like since the announcement like a day ago, which has been really sick. So go there. We're looking to do like charity tournament in May, charity tournament in June, a lot of community building. So for viewers and listeners that do this, like we wanted to make the place to be. If you're like listening to Unite Mics, like you're the target audience. You know what I mean? You're the competitive scene. Like you wanted to be a part of these things. And then Junkie GS on Twitch, Twitter, Metafy, Discord, everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. 9, how about you?
So y'all already know me, man. You already know me. You've been in here one time. Twitch.tv/99. I've got 2 big shout outs and then like some smaller ones. So some smaller ones be the homies, Mars, Kaizen, we got Scolded, we got Feppy, man, the 2 ones, my Twitch chat, love y'all. If y'all are still in here, man, I love y'all.
Yeah, sure.
And then, shout out to the boy Sanji, bro. Not only did he help me find the team after, I was kind of looking for a new team. He also gave me, what a guy. He gave me a sponsorship that he was offered. I think that's great.
All right, well, I can't speak to that. That's you. That's all you. But let's jump. Ree, how about you, man?
I got nothing but shout out to my homies Agnew. He just started streaming recently, and took his team on. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, go check out the homies over here as well. Okay, Nish, how about you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Nishlex. My Twitter is JL Fruit Cup. That's a whole different story. I would have to explain the Fruit Cup handle.
Okay.
But shout outs to my boys Yellow, Tally, and Frogurt for sure. Because they just took out like some random 1200 master player, and they tried me out for Sucker Bunch Gold, and that's awesome, it's man. Like my whole like career in this game has been like completely different from there. And then definitely shouts to people like Muck, Sanji. Those guys are just like the absolute homies. And then definitely check out Mike and Faz if you want to get good at this game because they're just like actually the smartest people I've ever met in my life. So
they are
yeah.
a little bit of a cheat code, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Faz and excellent there. Oh, another pop on the screen. I love it. Okay, just for a few quick Unite Mics shout outs, things like that. Guys, of course, you can tune in to all our episodes of this show and my co-caster's show, Late Night Unite, here on the Twitch, but also on youtube.com/Unite Mics. We post all the podcast episodes there, as well as commentary videos where these guys played in a couple of games already. If you want to go check out their games, you know, in the spectator video, take a look around, see what they did well, what they didn't maybe. And then, of course, hear me and Doopsnack just yelling about the games. That is the place to go. This podcast goes up on all podcast platforms, so you can also follow it, download it, rate it 5 stars, all that jazz. Please, please, please. Helps more people find the show, helps more people find the scene, helps grow Unite as much as possible. So that is essentially, oh yes, and of course the last thing, recently on Twitch we were able to get a couple of like banger emotes. If you have them, that's super dope. Would love that you guys are able to use them. Doopsnax and I have just committed to making sure that any proceeds from our Twitch channel, YouTube, anything like that, all money will go directly to a charity donation every single month. So you know that if you're like grabbing our emotes or anything like that, you're not just like tossing money in our pocket. We definitely just want to make the stream better, and we want to make the world a little bit better. So we just made our first donation to survivors and help of the residential schools in Canada. So we gave to that organization first. So something that both me and Doopsnax believe a lot of, just trying to help out as much as we possibly can with that. So just note that is what we're doing with the emotes and all things like that. But other than that, tons of Unite Mics content to look forward to. You're, of course, going to be doing more and more commentary, more and more podcasts, but make sure what you're looking forward to most is watching Low Expectations absolutely tear it up despite these expectations where they set them, maybe. Make sure you watch them tear it up in Aeos Cup in just a couple of weeks. This team's going to have practice time, and y'all are not ready for what this squad can do with that. So make sure to go check them out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I have been Zoinks. They have been Low Expectations, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Catch 'em all.